opportunity has arisen to be mistress of the King of England. Tonight.
So this is where the King of England sleeps. I didn't betray you, you do know that.
Don't know what you said or did. All I know is the man that didn't know who you were came out besotted. How was he with you?
He was tender.
Try to please him. If you can.
I wanted to ask you about rivalry and friendship. In the film, you play sisters and you're bonded, but you're love rivals for Henry VIII. Do rivalry and friendship go hand in hand with girls? Is it a girl thing?
I hope not.
Yeah, I know. I think it's definitely avoidable, and those are the kind of female friendships I seek. But I think it exists.
I could never be friends with I could never have like a rivalry with my friend. I don't know. All of my friends are like so amiable and sweet and like sensitive. I don't know. I love I just love hanging out with girls, and I love women, and I celebrate them, and I think that it's important to I think a lot of kind of the stigma that is put against women and the feminist movement has to do with the fact that women can be so catty against one another. I think it really brings us back instead of like us all joining hands and moving forward.
Well, it does seem sort of like a leftover from a time when the only way women could advance themselves was through pushing each other down, getting ahead by stealing men or whatever. That I feel like we've clearly moved beyond that, but some people still sort of have the vestiges of that behavior.
Well, I was going to ask you about the F word. Would you call yourselves young feminists? Is that a dirty word? I don't know. I mean,
it is sort of a dirty word.
It's not very sexy, is it?
No.
So.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know. For me, I feel like I feel fortunate enough to have grown up in a household where I had a very, very strong mother, and I had an older sister who was really influential, and I just never even considered myself to be like I had to prove something because I was a girl, and I grew up in New York City where there's a lot of career women, and I never felt it necessary to be like feminism rah 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 because everybody was like, you're empowered, you're your own person, so I wouldn't say I wouldn't call myself a feminist or.
Yeah, I think that we've definitely grown up in a way that you can take it for granted, but it's interesting because I feel like in this election, it like came up for me, and for the first time in my life, I never had really thought about it that much, and now that we have a woman running for president and you hear all the things that people are saying about her, I do feel like a feminist sort of for the first time in my life.
How can you show your face in here?
Now you know how it feels to be deceived by your sister.
Will you give yourself to me now?
I desire nothing more.
What would you have me do?
Marriage.
Can I trust her?
Okay, I'm going to have to be really shallow now and ask about the dresses.
Oh, sure.
They're gorgeous. They must have been quite restrictive to wear, but were they still fun? And was it kind of helpful wearing something restrictive, being in a restricted role as a girl at that time? Did it help you?
It was actually, because these costumes are kind of a constant reminder of the restrictions placed on women at this time. I mean, they're so you're kind of so statuesque and you're very binding, and then you have this giant skirt around you so nobody can really come close, and it was certainly an after lunch, there were many conversations about how are you doing, did they let you out at all? No, me neither, that kind of thing.
Yeah, it's real misery to put it on after you've had it off, your whole lower back is all relaxed, and then you have to tighten up again. But they were incredibly helpful for the characters. Just so affects the way you move and the way you hold yourself, and even the colors. For Anne, the colors are so bold, and it really sort of influenced her sort of daring for me.
And the costumes are so beautiful. I mean, every day we'd come in and I'd be like, wow, that's really nice, And then halfway through the day I was like, get this off, I'm gonna die.
Failure to provide a male heir has weakened the king's power.
Soon the truth will be out, but I cannot bear children.
You witch. You cursed, evil witch.
I have torn this country apart for you!
You're my only hope. My life depends on it.